keeps turning me upside down. It keeps pulling me underground. Love is like gravity.
Day 5. Did it. It's kind of weird to be done. I don't know, after falling into such a distinct rhythm. It's just kind of, I don't know, you get used to it. I think it went really well. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I think there were points when I kind of didn't want to be a part of it, and there were points when I struggled, and points when I didn't feel like I was connecting, but this last time especially just really felt connected. I really kind of went out of my way to sort of make the extra effort since it was the last time. It was kind of great, I think, in my opinion. So what I've been following along, I think I showed you, and I'll include. So the way that I've been doing it is I've been following along on my laptop, the sort of like the right way to pray guide. And it's been really helpful. It has all the pronunciations and all the things like that. And so usually what I do is I have the volume on so I can hear the pronunciation sort of as I'm saying it or before I'm saying it, and then I could listen to the recitations in Arabic. But today I turned the sound completely off. I had it kind of there as a guide so I could read the longer recitations in English, but I did everything else from memory, which I think is kind of cool. I didn't think that was something I'd be able to do just because it is, I think, like 30 steps altogether when you sort of count every little thing that you have to do. So it is very involved, but it's a lot of repetition, and so it gets, it's manageable. Yeah, it was great. I think I've mentioned a couple of the phrases that have stuck with me, and in terms of the recommend one another to truth and recommend one another to the truth and recommend one another to patience, that I really like and that really stuck out to me. I guess big takeaways from this. It's certainly very challenging to fit Salat into a Western daily schedule. It is not something that is easy at all. That's definitely been one of the big obstacles and the big challenges that I've faced in this project. I think that was a big learning curve. I think I expected there to be some challenge, but I didn't quite expect what the challenge was going to be because some of the times are so difficult, and I think one of sort of the more typical Western things is a longer dinner, especially, I'm on vacation right now, and so, it's all like going out to dinner with the whole family and, all that. And so sort of only having that like 5:30 to like 7:30 window, kind of cuts things down a little bit. I think one of the things I've especially been noticing in these past couple days, so I guess in the final days, is sort of how uncomfortable it was to get changed after prayer. So before prayer, I'd gotten into the habit, like if I was wearing short sleeves that day, I needed to put a sweater on. If I was wearing shorts, I needed to put on longer pants. Obviously, I needed to put the hijab on. And the getting dressed part of it never felt awkward or out of place because I was, going out of my way to do the ritual washing and all of that. And so that all sort of fell in line. But, then taking it all off, I don't know, I felt like I was only playing a part, like it wasn't as genuine because I had to do that. And I wasn't completely changing my lifestyle for this, and I feel like lifestyle is kind of the wrong word to describe this because that sounds like so much more of a choice. I don't know, I guess, when it comes down to it, it is a choice. What I'm trying to say is the way in which I lived my daily life was not necessarily halal. It was not, I did not have everything covered except for my face and my palms. I was not wearing the hijab. I was not, dressing more modestly. And I never felt awkward, putting on those clothes to do the prayers, but I think taking them off, especially these last couple of days, has felt a little bit more uncomfortable to me, and part of me kind of wishes that I had, done this in an environment and in a circumstance when I could have, gone sort of all out and done the full halal typical daily wear for women. And just to see what that experience would have been like, as, I don't know, I sort of have this image in my mind that dressing that way would have made the transition into prayer feel a little bit more natural, and possibly not quite as disjointed, or at least the transition out of prayer not as disjointed, but I don't know. So I think that was one of the bigger things that struck me in these final days. Yeah. I personally, I think this has been a great experience. I think that it was definitely helpful to learn sort of what it's like. And I can't possibly imagine trying to integrate it into, a more typical daily schedule with work and with school. So it's been great, and all the repetition and everything has sort of gotten me into the habit. I'm going to try and include, all the shorter phrases and sort of how many times I had to say each of these, because I think that'd be interesting, and hopefully it is. So yeah, so that was day 5. Hopefully that all made sense, or I can edit it to make sense, because I feel like I just threw a lot of things out there. But yeah, so, whew, all done. All done.
It keeps turning me.